One of the biggest sins in trading is switching strategies. I know it. I've been there. This can be a real game changer. Listen up. Consistency is the key for long-term success in trading. Yet many traders make the same mistakes. Once they get in trouble, they're starting to switch strategies. I know it. I've been there. It took me almost 2 years to find the strategy, the set of rules that suits my trading style and my psychology. It's very crucial to find the one strategy that works for you, for your trading style and your mentality. Find that strategy with a proven record, of course, and stick to it. Don't change strategies once you get in trouble. You can adjust it as the market goes up, market goes down, adjust it, but stick to this one strategy. Hey there, Tamir from FIBONACCI'S.com here with the daily market recap. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, and without any further ado, let's see the charts. SPY on the daily, as we can see, 438 to the upside, resistance, very tough resistance since middle of June. 433 is the support. Below this one, we will go retest the lower white trend line. Long continuation above 438 towards the 444, and then towards this upper white trend line to the 452. Let's zoom in to get a better point of view of price action. We opened the day to gap to the downside, then went up, gap got filled. More than 80% of all gaps will get filled throughout time. This gap got filled at the first hour and then went back to the downside and simply moved sideways until the last 15 minutes of the day. So this is what made the daily candle. QQQ. It's very important always to zoom in, zoom out to get a better point of view of price action. QQQ. 368 to the upside, 360, 362 to the downside is the support. Qs are trying to bounce back from the 357, which is the 618 retracement. Fibonacci, we had uptrend, retracement, 618. Now the Qs are trying to jump back up. Long continuation above 367 towards 373. If we zoom in on the Qs, as we can see, opened with a gap to the downside, got filled in the second 15 minutes candle, went up, double top, went back down, and 363 is holding. As you can see, these are the daily levels of support and resistance, and of course they work also on lower time frames. 363 held in the last 4 hours or so of trading, 3.5 hours of trading until the last 15 minutes. Dow Jones trying to bounce back up from this red trend line, but we need to see continuation above 340 towards this gap over here at the 342. Let's see where the Dow Jones will end this week. 2 more trading days for this week. Dow Jones is lagging behind. IWM bouncing, continuing to bounce off the 50%. We had uptrend, retracement, 50%. Now let's see continuation above the 185 towards the 190. Let's see where this week will end for the Russell. Looks pretty good, better than the SPY and the Qs. QQQ 29,900 to the downside, 31,500 you can say to the upside. Basically moving sideways for the past week or so. Short below this one towards the purple trend line. Long continuation above 31,500. In my opinion, next stop will be 36,400. And of course, it's only my opinion. Never follow blindly anyone on social media, paid or free services. I sound like a broken record because it's super important to understand. Everyone that you see has different approach for the trading style, different approach for the psychology behind trading. You never know what someone else thinks at the same moment he took the trade. So don't follow blindly. Always do your own due diligence. It's your money. Take care of your own money. Ethereum breaking below the 1860. Now, as we said, going to retest this area, this downtrend line together with this 1800. Let's see if Ethereum can bounce back up towards the 1860 and 1930. Apple continuing its way to the upside each and every day. New all-time highs for Apple. So we are in a bull's market. Trend lines helps us to identify that the way is up until proven otherwise. Until this purple trend line will hold. And as long as this purple trend line is holding the higher lows, we are in an uptrend on Apple and in the market. AMD holding the 106, 107 area since it closed the gap a few days ago. 107 is holding, 111.40 to the upside. Let's see if AMD can make a bounce above the 111 towards the 116. We're still in a double top scenario. Nvidia holding the 404. As you can see, bulls of Nvidia giving all they have not to break below the 404. Otherwise, we are going to the 378. Below 378, we are entering this void to the downside towards the 306. Long continuation above 440 towards 488 and 560. Let me know in the comments below what do you think, where Nvidia will end up 2023. You have all the levels here. Let me know what you think. 560, 588, 440, 306. Let me know. Very interesting to know what you think. Amazon 131, basically moving sideways. Doji after doji, indecision on Amazon. Long continuation above 131 towards, in my opinion, 143. And we have also a trend line to help us identify that as long as this trend line is holding, Amazon on the short term and on the long term is holding. Below this one, we will enter a short-term retracement, and we have all the levels to the downside to manage risk for future support. Tesla bouncing back above the 250, now 261 is the resistance. Long continuation above 261 towards the 276, and then towards this green trend line together with the 296. Google back above the 118, but Google still on the short term downtrend. In my opinion, this gap needs to get filled, and as soon as possible it will be better. Once this gap will get filled, it's also the 618 Fibonacci retracement, then we will look for a bounce back up for long continuation for the next leg up. Microsoft 340, you know all these levels, you know all these trend lines because you saw previous videos and you follow me on Twitter, and price action follows trend lines, support and resistance. Doesn't really follow, but the trend lines and Fibonacci levels, in this case support resistance levels, helps us to identify where price might be heading next. And now, as we can see, 340 to the upside, tough resistance, 322 to the downside, support, below 322, high probability, 316, gap will get filled, long continuation above 340, with high probability, back towards this purple trend line. If you want to be more accurate, you can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and now you have all the levels to the downside and to the upside for future support or resistance for price action. Shopify, as usual, starting the day very strong. As you can see, 2 days ago, started the day very strong and then moved sideways and sliding down. Also today, started the day very strong to the upside and then just slide down, slowly, returned 50% of the jump. Netflix started the day very strong to the upside. We can see it on the 15 minutes chart. Opened with a gap up, went all the way up, and then just returned 50%, more than 50% of the jump. Went all the way to the 618 Fibonacci retracement on the intraday. On the daily, broke above the 430, but we have a gap to the downside over here. Maybe this gap will get filled tomorrow or Friday, and then we can make next leg up towards the 450. Always zoom in, zoom out to get a better point of view of price action. We can also zoom out to the weekly. And as we can see on Netflix, 3 weeks in a row, very tight price action. 404 to the downside is the support. 450, 460 to the upside is the resistance. Only by looking left, you can see that the 460, 463 will be a very tough resistance because it was a very important level of support over here since June 2020 all the way towards May of 2021. Very important level of support. So now, once price will touch it, it will become a very tough resistance, in my opinion. But the main point is always zoom in and zoom out to get a better point of view of price action. This is how we learn in-depth candlestick analysis. Check the links in the description below for more educational resources. We have the 60-minute crash course. We have the online program. We have one-on-one mentorship program. Both programs, the online program, the one-on-one live mentorship, will gain you lifetime access for support, guidance, and all Discord channels until you will become your own indicator. You will stop following others, including myself, to tell you where to buy, where to sell, what to buy. You will be able to make your own decisions because in the end of the day, it's your money. I cannot tell you, and nobody should tell you, what to buy, what to sell, and where to take profits. Meta, 290. As we can see, 2 weeks or so, tough resistance, 275 to the downside, major support. Below the 275, we will go retest this white trend line, long continuation above 290, and continue grinding up this white trend line. As you can see, trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. Resistance for the higher highs, support for the higher lows. We also have another trend line over here forming this purple trend line. Higher lows. Below this purple trend line, below the 275, we will head towards this white trend line. Follow price, use levels and trend lines as your guide for future price action. All the rest of the indicators are purely lagging without any doubt, without any exceptions. All indicators that you see here, they are all lagging. Fibonacci is not an indicator. Fibonacci is the roadmap for future price action, for support and resistance. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational resources on the technical side and the psychology side. Until the next video, stay safe.